Good morning, folks. And let me say right off the bat, my computer is just such an old piece of crap. It's just everything is lagging this morning. No matter what I've tried, it's not working. So, I, if you don't like the lips not being synced with the sound, then close your eyes and listen. Because I have tried everything to try to get it to work. And no matter what I do, it's just some days the thing has a mind of its own and it decides it's not going to work right. So, anyway, what I wanted to do this morning was I wanted to kind of go over some software that I use. And quit saying okay. I don't like Microsoft. I don't like using Microsoft products. I hate Macs even worse, so that's why I use a Windows computer. I don't like Macs. I don't like Apple products. I've had bad experiences with them, and I just don't like the way they work. I don't, if you're a Mac lover, that's fine. Everybody has their own preferences, and a lot of it is what you get used to using too. Because I used, I started out using DOS. If you remember DOS, that's your basic, your CMD. If you go into CMD on your Windows computer, that's what I started out using was DOS. Change directory, blah blah blah. So yeah, and then I actually started out on Windows 2.0, which I loaded on that computer and it barely ran. It shows you how old of a computer that was. So anyway, what I wanted to do was, if you get sick of using Microsoft apps, because I'll tell you the picture viewer that comes with Windows, it's like with this old computer, when I open that, I sit here. I mean, I could do laundry, go cook breakfast, go vacuum, wash dishes, take a trip to Italy, and then by the time I get back, it may have opened. So it's like I just get tired of Microsoft stuff. And the same thing with, when I try to play an audio clip, that Groove music that it comes with, it takes forever for that to open. I can sit here and, I wait forever. And then finally it loads, so I was just checking my audio here. I had it down to where I couldn't see it. Although this is one app that I'm using that it's free and open source, and I absolutely love it. And that's OBS Studio, which I'll go over later. But I wanted to just kind of start out with just some basic things that maybe you haven't heard of. You may already be using them, some of you. And then at the end, too, I'm going to show you how you can go in and set your default apps. So you can make sure, like on your picture viewer, the picture viewer that I'm going to share with you. So when you click on a picture, it opens with that instead of Microsoft Pictures. And it's 100 times faster, let me tell you. So anyway, the first thing that I want to show you is I want to show you the Vivaldi browser. All right, let me get this out of the way. All right, and this is the start page of the Vivaldi browser. You can see that you can actually, you can put things individually or you can put them in groups. And the way you put them in groups is very simple. You can drag, I could drag that and put it in with YouTube and make a Google group. The Chrome Web Store. In fact, I can move that over here. All right. And then when you can add apps to a folder one of two ways. You can either take it and drag it like that, or another thing you can do is you can open up the folder, click the plus, it'll bring up and you can put in, you can copy and paste. Like if you go to the web page, copy and paste the URL, put in there and click add, and it'll add it to it. All right, so okay, so I want to go back here. There we go. All right, so now what I want to show you is how to get this browser. And the Vivaldi browser is Chromium based, which means it runs on the same operating system as Chrome. So anything that you run on Google Chrome, you can run on this. I was told that YouTube TV would only run on Chrome. Well, since this is Chromium based, I ran YouTube TV on this just fine. No problems at all. But now there's two ways you can get to the Vivaldi browser. It's www.vivaldi.com, Vivaldi, or you can just go to Google. And again, my computer's running so slow. Okay, Vivaldi browser. Now, when I went to this earlier, up here in the corner, it popped up Microsoft Edge. Try our new Edge browser. This was over on the side, but up at the top was Microsoft Edge. Go figure. So you just go to Vivaldi browser. Good night. Come on, man. See what I have to go through every day? I'm still waiting. There, finally. Good night. All right, so then you go to the Vivaldi browser. Meet Vivaldi browser. Hi, nice to meet you. How you doing? All right, so you got a download thing here. You got a download thing here. You see they've got it for Windows, for Linux, for Mac, and also for Android. Yeah, I've also got this on my Android, on my Samsung. So anyway, you just go here, download, and there it shows the start page like you saw on mine. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, it's a very light browser. It's very quick. I just really like it. I am very pleased. Now, the one difference that you'll find between it and Chrome is like when you download something down on Chrome, it's down here at the bottom. It pops up, but man, come on, Kevin, learn how to talk, boy. Now on here, you just go over here. There's your downloads. You click on that, and if I had any downloads, there would be a list of them, and you can click this button here and clear them out, or you can click them out. Clear them out. I need more coffee, man. That's all there is to it. But there's your downloads, and if you want to get rid of that, you can either click the X, or you can just click on that again, and it'll close that panel. It's got some other things on the panel which I never use. I just don't use them. Oh, I do this. We'll use this to go to your bookmarks. All right, and that'll bring up your bookmarks. Cool, huh? Yeah. So they'll also put them up here. So I also got my bookmarks up here, and then it goes to my list of them, which I've got a bunch. All right. So that's the Vivaldi browser. All right. So I'm going to get rid of this. The next thing I want to show you is the picture viewer, which I actually already have that page up. And that is Irfanview. Irfanview. I actually said it fast 3 times. I tried that before, and it was like, so Irfanview, and of course you download it. Now they don't have this for Mac that I've seen, but they do have it for Windows 32-bit and 64-bit. There's plugins that you can get for it too, which I have actually never downloaded, but I don't even know what's there. I'm going to have to check it out. Actually, let me check it out real quick. Oops, now it's going to go to another page. FossHub, what is that? Okay, plug in. Have anything change? Plug in. I don't know what. Oh, I see. Audio editors, anti-malware, audio editors, backup tools, browsers, burning tool. Okay, I guess that's that site. So anyway, Irfan View. Yeah, I'm getting rid of that. Okay, so what's really cool about it, it's really fast. And like say here, I'm going to go to my wallpapers folder here. I'm just going to open up this. First one I come to. Now, if you set it as your default app for pictures, it opens it up in there. And that, trust me, it may not seem fast to you, but compared to Microsoft Pictures, I'd still be waiting at least another couple minutes for it to open. And I'm not joking. And I'm not exaggerating. But once I have it open, I can do different things with it. Here I can rotate it, I can crop it, I can change colors, I can do a bunch of stuff. But what I mostly do with it, this is how I change wallpapers. Rather than waiting forever to get into the Microsoft settings and choosing your wallpaper and blah, 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 blah. I just go to options, set as wallpaper, and I usually just do fill. I'm not going to change my wallpaper right now. Oh yeah, actually, why not? Just to show you. So I click on fill, and it takes a second. Wouldn't take a second on yours if you got a decent computer, but on mine, everything. Plus, I have a lot of stuff open, so it's just, So now I go back here, and the wallpaper is changed. So that's how I change. And it just, anytime you open up a picture, it's a lot faster. You can do more with it. It's just I just like it a whole lot better. I really like it. But again, it's www.irfanview.com, irfanview.com, and download it and install it. It's really light. It's a really light program. I like it. Okay, another thing on mine that only seems to work half the time is that the, what is it called? The clip and sketch, whatever it is. So you click on that so you can take a screenshot. Let me tell you, right here, ShareX, and the website is GetShareX, GetShareX.com. I freaking love this thing. This is, oh my word, it does so many things, and you can see you can do stuff. You can take a screenshot. You can either take your full screen, or you can select a region, which is what I usually do, and just take a. In fact, yeah, right here I can. So I've actually got it running right now. So I can go here, and what I do is I go up here, capture region, and then I just outline what I want to capture. Release the mouse. Release the hounds. Release the mouse, and then it actually takes it to a folder where I can save it. I mean, it all does it all in one shot. It's just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it just, and again, the Microsoft version, the clip and share or clip and crap or whatever it is, that takes forever to get it open, and half the time it won't open, and then other times it messes up and won't save. I just have a lot of problems with it. But this here, the ShareX, is amazing. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. And again, it's open source. It's free. I don't know if it runs on Mac or not. Wait a minute. See, does it sit now? See, I don't know what all this is. Oh, that's your social media crap. I'm trying to see if it shows, if it runs. I don't know. Sorry about that. I don't know. I know it runs on Windows. Like I say, I don't know. A lot of this stuff I have no idea because I don't use Mac. I'm not familiar with stuff that runs on Mac or whatever. So, but anyway, this is great. I think this is absolutely awesome for doing screen captures. I highly recommend getting this if you have a Windows computer, and check out and see if it, I don't know if it runs on Mac. Like I said, it doesn't say. So, but I know it runs on Windows and it runs great. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is a player to play both your videos and your audio, which I have a real problem with Microsoft stuff. You know, playing a video takes forever. Again, you got the Pictures app that whatever it plays on. I can't remember now because I haven't used it for so long. And the Groove Music just to play audio. I sit here and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. But anyway, I want to show you. This is called VLC Media Player. I have this both on my computer and on my phone. So if you just VLC Media Player in Google, that's just the easiest way to get to it for me. And then click here, VLC Media Player. Okay. Now notice up here they've got a thing to donate if you want, but you don't have to. It's but you see here it says plays everything, files, discs, webcams, devices, and streams. Plays most codecs with no codec packs needed. Yeah, it runs on all platforms. Windows, Linux, Mac, OS X, Unix, iOS, Android. Completely free. And it's wonderful. And it's like a gazillion times quicker than the Microsoft. But you can just go here, download VLC, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And then I set all my default. I set all my audio and my video is all set to VLC Media Player being the default app to play all that. And again, I'll show you how to do that at the end of the video. If I don't forget. That's always a possibility. Trust me. All right. So that's your media player, both for your videos and your audio. And it's just a lot quicker. So if I go here to my music for videos, if it ever opens. Oh, let me minimize Share X here. So let's see here. Yeah, and this is like one of my favorite songs. I want to show you how fast. Keep in mind, if your computer's didn't come off Noah's Ark like mine, stuff will open a lot faster on yours. Okay, so we'll see. Ding, ding, ding. Trust me, it would take 3 times as long, and that's not an exaggeration, to bring up Groove Music and play it. Well, did I click it? Or does it just take, it usually doesn't take this long. All right, so, oops, didn't mean to do that. And apparently my double click didn't work. There we go. Now I see the little hourglass. Yeah, I get so frustrated with this. Dude, that's fast compared to Groove Music on mine. Oh, I've got my mic plugged in. I'm like, why am I not hearing anything? Because I have my mic plugged in. I don't have my headphones on, so I'm not hearing it. All right, I'll hear it when I play it back. Okay, so anyway, that's your VLC media player. But I really like it. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is what I'm using right now to record my screen and record my microphone and my camera. It's an all-in-one. It is the most fantastic program in the world, as far as, especially if you're trying to do YouTube stuff. There's all kinds of things that you can do. And it's called OBS Studio. All right, so if you just do OBS Studio in Google, it'll bring it up. You can go to and it's open source. It's all free. Nothing cost, and there are so many things you can do with this, but a lot of my stuff I can't do because my computer's just not powerful enough. I've tried to do different things with it that I see people do, watch tutorials and stuff online, and I try to do it on my piece of crap, and it just won't it just won't work. But for Windows, Mac, and Linux, so even if you have a Mac, you can use this. Now, I just absolutely love this thing, and the thing is, you can get filters for it, or my mic. I made my mic. Hopefully my mic sounds better. It does to me. I hope it does to you too, than it used to, and that's all because of the filters that I set in OBS. All right, so, and you're going to see a bunch of different. See, you're going to see here, but let me. Well, no, I can't because you're not going to be able to see it if I turn off the screen recorder. But see, I can turn off the screen recorder. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And here I am. I just click on the button. And there I am. I also have like different filters I can use, like with my mic. And so I can go like,
hey. You got different plugins that you can, and everything is free. There's nothing costs a thing on this thing. It's got a built-in equalizer.
And I can either do that or I can do my my morning voice. Either that or I can't remember how the song goes. The lights down low, but some music on is something slow. Or I can add reverb like they call it stadium voice. Hey, welcome to the Super Bowl. Yeah. or
yeah, welcome to the Super Bowl. Hey, we're at the Super Bowl.
All right, then I've got all these different, like I got compressor, expander, equalizer, noise gate, which like even when the heater's running, I have this noise gate and expander, but I have the expander set as a gate. I can also open this, and I can like change it around a little bit, to add bass to it and all that good stuff. I can add as many bands as I want, and so I mean, it just all the adjustments you can do on this to your sound is just amazing. So that's that. And then here, it's like, I've got the screen recorder set up. When I turn it on, I've also got my video capture, which is my camera. And so, like you see, when I turn off the screen recorder, it's that simple. And there's a bunch of other things you can do with it too that I haven't even set up yet. There's a bunch of different. This thing is, and you can stream with it. You can stream directly to YouTube. I just love it. I love this thing. Okay, I should also mention on that OBS that I use it a lot for recording audio. Like certain times there's things that you got to pay to download, certain things. It's like, heck with that crap. I just play it and record it with OBS. Like if it's something that I did, but it won't let me download it, it's like greedy suckers. Fine, I'll just get past that. I'll just record it with OBS. So I use that for recording desktop audio. Okay, the next thing I want to look at is Adobe Acrobat is very heavy. And so there is a substitute, and that is Foxit, F-O-X-I-T. All right, so it's just www.foxit, foxit.com. And what's cool, too, with this is, and I'm not going to open mine up because I've already got so much stuff open that my computer would lag down to nothing. So I'm not even going to open it. But this is, you can set it as your default for opening PDF documents, Adobe Acrobat documents. Another thing I like about it, it's got a bunch of different features. And you can look at them. It tells you all the different features. But one thing I like is that if I'm doing something else, you can set it to God, can't even think what it's called now, where it talks, where it reads the text to you. Not speak and spell. Now, I can't think this morning, people. I'm sorry. I'm just like half here, I guess. Like text to speech. That's what it's called. Duh. Yeah, text to speech. It's got a lot of different features. I don't know that there's anything that the regular Adobe Acrobat can do that this can't. In fact, I think that this thing actually has more features. But it's the Foxit PDF reader. It's very light. It's a heck of a lot quicker than Adobe Acrobat, like when you go to open it. Again, I'm basing this on my piece of crap computer, so it takes forever to open Adobe Acrobat. This opens right up. I mean, it takes a bit too, but not, about a third as long as Adobe Acrobat. But it's just, I really like it. I've used it probably now for about 5 or 6 years, at least, instead of Adobe Acrobat. And it's just, I really, really like it. Really, really like it. And if you got if an older computer like me that has a hard time running things like Adobe Acrobat, you'll love this. It's just, and plus too, like I said, I can be working on something else and have it be, if I got a book or whatever it is that I'm happen to be reading, article, whatever, that I happen to be reading, I can just set it on text to speech and it'll read it to me. And it's really not a very annoying voice either. Like some of those are like, kind of like when you on your scanner, when you listen to the weather report, it's now 42 degrees, and it sounds like robotic as crap. This doesn't really sound robotic. They do a pretty good job. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you is the substitute for Microsoft Office. If you can't afford Microsoft Office, but you want to learn PowerPoint or learn how to do PowerPoint or Excel or Word or any of those, this is a very, very good substitute. And it's LibreOffice, Libre. See, right there. It comes right up. LibreOffice. Okay, so and it's just LibreOffice, Libre, office.org. And if it ever goes, there we go. All right, LibreOffice 7.5. And by the way, it's totally compatible. Totally compatible. In fact, you can export documents as Word documents. It'll open up in Word. You can export PowerPoint. You can export any of them. And it's totally compatible. It's like a cross-platform. But this is free and open source software. All right, let's see if it... Okay, let's click on Discover. Okay, new features. Okay. There we go. Dark mode improvements. Okay. Updates to Impress and Draw. See, it's got... Okay, let's drop down maybe. Okay. Writer. That's basically your Word, Microsoft Word. Okay, Calc. That's your Excel. Impress, PowerPoint. Draw, that's your Microsoft Draw. Base, database, is like Microsoft, I'm trying to think what it's called. Anyway, their database. Math, formula, charts. And then you got templates and extensions. Let's go to screenshots and see what it has there. But now I had this. I uninstalled it basically because I need more room on my hard drive. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. And I wanted to use Outlook. So I went with the Microsoft 365. But you know, if you don't need Outlook, man, don't pay for Office. Because this does everything. There's Writer. You know, you can do everything that you can in Word. Put tables in there as you see, and blah, blah, blah. Calc, which is your Excel spreadsheets. It'll do everything that Excel does. This is your PowerPoint, where you can do presentations. Draw, where you can draw. Guess what? You can draw in Draw. Base is your database. Math, which was always my worst subject. I could have used this back in high school. Have it do my work for me. Yeah, we didn't have all this fancy stuff back when I was in high school. We had to do everything. They had to do long division. Now they just let them use calculators. You know, which is kind of sad because there's a lot of skills that are being lost simply because they're making it way too easy for the kids, I think. Way too easy. But that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Actually, things are changing all the time. But I had OpenOffice. You know, it says here, LibreOffice versus OpenOffice. And OpenOffice was the first. And OpenOffice is good. But LibreOffice, as far as the clones of Microsoft Office, again, it doesn't have Outlook, but it has everything else. You know, and there's actually, I forgot to mention, you can actually set up your mail with the Vivaldi browser, where, you know, you can have your mail integrated into that. I forgot to mention that. And I haven't done that, so I can't show you how to do it, although I'm sure it'd be very easy. I'm sure it just walks you right through it. But anyway, this is, you know, if you want Microsoft Office but don't want to pay for it, you want a free version, this is the best out there. I've tried all of them. And LibreOffice is, and it's kind of like a late runner. OpenOffice existed for a long time. In fact, it's kind of funny. When I was working in Actually, it was when I was working in Billings for a trucking company. The regional vice president was there, and he was talking about how they were paying, because they were paying Microsoft for using Excel and all that, and they were paying like a hefty price because they had to pay for each individual that was using it in all their offices. And you're talking about a nationwide company, so it was costing them a pretty penny. And I told him I said, well, why don't you go to Open Office? It's got everything. It's got Excel. It's got Word. It's got everything that Microsoft Office has except for Outlook. Next thing I know, and I never got credit for it, but that's all right. Next thing I know, they were switching everything out, and we were using Open Office nationwide. Yeah, I'm sure that he took credit for it or whatever, but because nobody ever said anything about, hey, great idea, Kevin. But whatever. It kind of ticked me off at the time. It's like, hey, I've saved you all this money. At least you could do is mention that it was my idea, because they knew nothing about it, but I'd been using it for a while. So anyway, that's your substitute for Microsoft Office. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you is a utility for, how, like, sometimes when you download stuff, how it will, instead of downloading everything individually, it'll put it in a zip file, and then you have to mess with opening that zip file. Well, there is a utility called 7-Zip. And this is probably the best utility there is out there. You see it's www.7-zip, or just go to Google like I just did and type in 7-Zip. It'll bring it up, and maybe it'll load. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to click this to get it to go. No, it's going because the thing's up there, but it's just, come on, man. Get with it. Oh, my. This is taking forever. You see what? Okay, now my hotspot went out. All right. Hang on just a second. Okay, finally got it to load slowly. But you see here, you go to 7-Zip, and you can go to your zip files, and you basically just right-click, and you can say extract. It gives you some different options. I just usually go and just click on extract files. I don't mess with all the other stuff. I'll just go to that, and that will extract them right there. Just make sure that your zip file is in a folder that you want. Sometimes I'll just put it on the desktop, and then it extracts and makes a folder, and then I'll put the folder somewhere else, drag it somewhere else. But 7-Zip is a very good utility. See, my internet's so bad right now, I won't even load the graphic. Let me see if it can load it. See, this is what I have to go through every day. This is why it takes me so freaking long to do everything. Because when you're poor, it won't even load. Well, I'm going to have to reboot my phone. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Finally got it to load. I'm still going to have to reboot my phone because it's like my Roku TV is blinking at me. No, it's quit doing it now. Okay. Yeah, I generally have to reboot my phone like 3 or 4 times during the day to get my internet to work. And so I'll be like right in the middle of something, and it's just like, because right now that's the only internet that I have. Because I was supposed to be down in Arizona now, and so I got rid of my internet, and then now my Roku's flashing at me again, so I'm going to have to reboot my phone. Anyway, this is 7-Zip for doing your zip files. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, when you start Windows, you've got all kinds of things that want to run with startup, most of which you probably don't want running. I prefer, if I want something to run, I'll double click the icon and open it up. I don't want it starting automatically with Windows because it bogs down my computer. It makes it take twice as long to boot up. And I just, I don't want it running. I don't want it taking up resources. If I want it running, I'll open it. So there is a group of programs from Microsoft. And it's called sysinternals. Okay. So you just put in sysinternals in Google, and it'll bring it up. And hopefully, since I booted my phone, stuff won't take forever to load, but there's no guarantee. All right, so you see sysinternals, okay? So you can go over here to downloads. Excuse me. And so what I did is I just downloaded sysinternal suite, or you can download it from the Microsoft Store, which I don't know what difference there is. This is all Microsoft. Okay, no, I don't want to download it. Okay, so I guess if you click on that, it automatically starts downloading it. I've already got it installed. Now, honestly, there's only one program that I use on this, and that's called Autoruns. Autoruns. I didn't see my typing show up. There we go. Okay. Autoruns. There it is. Oops. No, I accidentally deleted it from there. Oh, crap. There we go. All right, there's what I want. Okay, Autoruns. I open it, and it'll take a half an hour to open, so bear with me. Oh, there we go. No, I had it open earlier, so that's why it's not taking as long this time. Okay, now, it shows you everything on your computer that's running. I mean, you've got all these different things. The only thing that I use it for is I go here to log on. That is all the stuff that's running if it ever loads. See, this is what I deal with every day, people. It should be instantaneous. All my other computers I've had, it's just as soon as I click that, boom, it's open. So I'm waiting for everything to load here. All right, so let me put this on pause until it loads. Half hour later. Oops. Okay. So let me get this down just so it's not. There we go. All right. So you can also maximize it. Okay, up here in this first section here is all the stuff that runs when you boot up Windows. You can see I have 1, 2, 3 things that were running that I did not want running. So what I did, if you want them to run, they're checked. Right here. Okay, I have that checked. Now, if I open this up and I see this, because this was really lagging my computer really, really, really bad. It was I was having to wait for it to start up before my computer would come up all the way, and it was just like drive me nuts. I was ready to kill something. So you just go here, you unclick it, and that's all she wrote. That's all you got to do. Don't mess with anything else. Just up in this first part. Although, wait a minute here. Adobe Updater. No, I do not. Oop, what happened? Oh, it's going to restart again. No, log on. Oh, my word. Now I've got to wait for this to load again. So you see why it takes me so long to do everything? It's ridiculous. Okay, so it made me do that thing and go through the whole thing and click yes just to uncheck that. How stupid. I mean, it's just idiotic. It's idiotic. Anyway, I don't want the Adobe Updater running at startup. I just don't. I don't need it running. If I want to update the frickin' thing, I'll do it manually. All right. So, but for that, since it deals with the registry, well, so does this, but since it deals with the registry, it makes me do all that. So that's a roundabout way of doing it. So anyway, that is auto runs. So if you don't want crap starting up, and make sure it's not something like this. I don't know what this is right here, so I'm not going to uncheck it because it may be something to do with the system. But any app, like these are all known apps that I have, and I don't want them running at startup. So I go in there, I go into auto runs, and I uncheck them, and that is that. Okay, there's a couple of video editors that I want to show you. I don't know how many of you do videos or want to learn how to do videos, but and there's a lot of tutorials out there too on YouTube. So I don't need to show you how to use them because there's people that are a lot more competent than me. I'm still basically just a rookie in this stuff, but there's two of them, and one of them is, and I've tried a bunch of them, and these are the only two that I like. This one I use once in a while, but it's Kden Live, KDEN Live. It's kdenlive.org. This one is really nice. It's really light if you want to do just simple videos. If you want to like do effects and transitions and stuff like that between scenes, it doesn't work very well. It doesn't even have like transitions or anything like that, which is the only thing I don't like about it. And maybe it will load tomorrow. Come on, man. See what I deal with, people? All right, let me pause this sucker until the page decides to load. Oh, here we go. All right. Oh, my word. Okay. Anyway, this is really good. It's a really good video editor. It just doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. Yeah, and it shows you they've got this. I would probably go with this one here because that's the stable version. These are, I mean, you can try the newer ones, but I just usually stick with the ones that they recommend. But this is really good. It's free. You can do whatever you want other than, it probably has some capabilities that I haven't run across yet. But it's a good video editor. All right, and then the next one, I'm just going to go ahead. Hopefully this won't take forever. Okay, this is my favorite as far as the free ones. Now, I will say this. They've got this for mobile, and this is CapCut. It's a lot heavier. It takes forever to open on my computer, but I get through it. But it's just CapCut.com. But this is by far my favorite editor. Most of the videos that you see me do, I do with this. Hello. Yeah, there we go. All right, you do have to sign up, but that's fine. You know, it's free. They don't charge you anything. Of course, there's no credit card, none of that stuff. But CapCut is. Well, it says speech to text, but apparently I think that only works with Windows 11 because I don't have that on mine. Now, I've seen people doing tutorials on YouTube where they've got speech to text, but on mine it doesn't have it. And I don't have text to speech either. Maybe you have to pay extra for. No, because the guy said on the video that it was free. Background removal. Now, yeah, you can do that, but another thing too. Yeah, whatever. Cookies, you and your cookies. Background removal. Reset. Now that does work really well. I use this on mine. Like if something doesn't cover the whole screen, I'll, you know. So yeah. So anyway, that's CapCut Video Editor. That's what I use, like all the special effects and stuff that you see me put in my videos. Now, I was using Cyberlink, which has a lot of that stuff too. Now, but it was $75, so it's like, this is free. So I like free. So now, what was I going to say? I was just going to say something. All right, there I am. Hello again. It's me. I think that was the last thing that I was going to go over. Yeah, it was those video editors. And like I say, a lot of you, if you're not doing videos, not interested in that. But if you do videos, it's really good because it's free and it can do a lot of stuff. And it's the easiest. It's very intuitive. I think it's very easy to use. I've got some that I've got a couple other ones I got downloaded, but my word, they're so freaking complicated. In fact, there's one that was supposed to be one of the best out there, and I'm trying to think what it was called. I can't think what it was called, but I just downloaded it last week, and I tried to use it, and it's like, I mean, it was like they've used it to produce movies and stuff like that. So it's like ultra complicated. I don't want ultra complicated. I want simple. When I want to do something, I want to do it quickly. I don't want to, have to take. And one of these days, I may try to learn how to do something a little more fancy, but I don't really do anything fancy. It's like I just do videos. And I add a little bit of special effects to it and stuff like that and transitions, which you can do in CapCut. But I would highly recommend it if you are looking for something free that basically has the same capabilities as the much better paid ones. Well, I wouldn't say they're better. They're not better than CapCut, but they're up there as far as it's really, really good. Now, it does have a mobile version, CapCut does, but the only thing is, I will say, is that the mobile version, a lot of the special effects and stuff like that are free on the desktop version are not free. You have to upgrade to Pro, on the mobile version in order to use them. So I just use whatever they have on there. But most of the time, I use the desktop version. So I have, for some reason, everything's free on the desktop version, but it's not on the mobile version. I can't tell you why. But there's enough on the mobile version where you can do some really, really good videos. And it's got enough transition and special effects and stuff like that that you can use that, it's probably got 90% of them. It's just a few that they don't have on there. So anyway, that is all that I have for you today. Hopefully you got something out of that and you can find something you can use. Almost forgot. Hang on, let me go back to showing my screen. Okay. I told you I'd probably forget. Okay, so I'm going to go down here and I'm just going to type in default. I don't see my typing showing up. Default apps. All right, so I go up here to default apps. Open. You could go into control panel and blah, 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 and look for it. But this is just a lot easier. Just type in default apps and it goes right to the section that you want to go to. And half hour later, it will open. On my computer anyway. Probably open right away on yours. All right, let me put it in the middle of the screen here. Okay, anytime. I know this has got to be frustrating, people. All right, so now it lists all of your default apps for your whatever activity, or what do you want to call it. So you notice I have Outlook. Of course, I have Google Maps set as the maps. Music player, I have VLC. Photo viewer, I have IrfanView. Video player, I have VLC. Default web browser, I have Vivaldi. Okay. And then you can also go into choose default apps by file type. And hopefully it won't take a half hour for this to load. I know this has got to be frustrating for y'all, but hey, I deal with this every day. I have to wait for, this is why it takes me so long to get anything done. I mean, stuff that should be able to get done in a half an hour, sometimes it'll take me 6 hours. I'm not joking. It's just really frustrating. That's why it took me 6 hours. I started on a video the other morning it was like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I finally got it out at like 4 in the afternoon. It just, anyway, it'll list the different file types, and then you can go over and choose what app you want. Like if you go down to PDF, you can choose the Foxit reader. I'm not, heck with it. I'm tired of waiting. I'm sorry, people. I can't help it. Oh, all right. So now we're back to me. So anyway, that's I'm so frustrated now I can't even think. I'm sorry. I get like this throughout the day trying to do things just to put a frickin' video on YouTube. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't know. I was starting to say something and my mind is just, I'm just like, Grr! I'm ready to kill something right now. And Cobby's laying there. He's just looking at me like, what's up, dude? What show made you malfunction? But anyway, I was going to say something. I don't remember what it was. Must not have been too important. So anyway, I hope that this has been helpful for you. And, if you have any questions, ask me. That's fine. Be glad to answer. There may be some other things I use too instead of Microsoft, but those are kind of like the main ones that I could think of that I thought that might be helpful to y'all. So anyway, now I'll spend another 4 or 5 hours or 6, 7 hours trying to fight my computer and put this together and make a video out of it. So sorry, I don't mean to come across so gloom and doom, but I just get so frustrated. So frustrated. Anyway, we shall talk to you later. Hope you enjoy the video.